on the consumer front. Retail sales higher in April, up less, though, than expected, as inflation seems to be having an impact on spending. Let's talk more about what this means for the economy with Peter Boockvar, Bleakley Financial CIO, and also a CNBC contributor. Let me go back, though, first to Home Depot. I am assuming that Home Depot's numbers are not inflation adjusted, so that if they are projecting that sales revenues are actually going to be down 3 to 5%, that is in an environment where prices are actually going up. So the sales decline then, to me, is even greater than the numbers would suggest.
Correct. And one thing that
thank goodness
Home Depot did not mention is the pace of turnover in existing home sales is near the lowest in 10 years. So when you think about just moving to another existing home, well, chances are you're going to paint the walls, you're going to change the carpet, maybe you'll switch out some of the kitchen cabinets. Well, that's not happening. And I think that that is also one missing piece to the customer transactions and the same-store sales that they're not now seeing.
Peter, if I could point out one interesting thought, though, to that is the age of the existing home stock, which Home Depot always points to, saying, look, the average house is 40 years old. And so if you're not moving, if these existing home sales aren't happening, you're not creating new housing, you have to fix where you are.
Right. But to what they also said was that a lot of money was spent the last couple of years.
Right. Pull forward, sure.
Yeah, taking care of a lot of that stuff. So, that's one thing with a kitchen or a bathroom. It's going to be another 10 to 20 years before you redo that. So, yes, to your point about pull forward, I think that's clear.
Go ahead, Kim.
I was just going to say, if anything, it's impressive that the stock hasn't done worse. I mean, we talked to the CEO of Trex yesterday.
Just 1%, right?
Yeah. I mean, the Trex stock is up 35% year-to-date. Floor & Decor is up 35% year-to-date. Some of this is a 2022 effect, but there are still pockets here where the stocks are holding up okay. Maybe people are taking the long view. I don't know.
Well, I think it's that. I also think that people don't want to miss the Fed is done hiking interest rate rally of anything interest rate sensitive. Now, I think the home builders are rallying because the reduced pace of existing home sales is shifting things to new construction and new home sales that have now a third of the overall market. But I think that it's, that algo that says, okay, Fed's done raising interest rates, let's buy home building and anything related to interest rates.
Courtney, let me come back to something that our friend Tillman Fertitta said when he was with us last Thursday. I'm sure you're watching CNBC 100% of the time at home, so you definitely
Never
saw it.
Never miss a minute.
But he said, hey, listen, when you look back at the earnings from the first quarter, they appear to have been pretty good. But remember, you're making a comparison to a year ago when we were still at the tail of COVID. He says look to second quarter and then third quarter where he perceives a slowing of the economy. These retail sales numbers that come out for what? I guess it was the month of April, right?
Right.
Those would suggest exactly that the wind is a little bit out of the consumer sales, right?
Yeah, I think that is a good point. And I think when we're thinking about different retailers, you also have to think about the calendar in a different way, too, just to sort of be a little nuanced about the conversation, because we started out talking about Home Depot. The spring selling season is going to be way more important for a Home Depot, say, than a Macy's, where the back half of the year is going to be very important for them. So I think that there are some nuances as well in the timing, but I take Tillman's point.
Yeah.
One quick final point before we just close the retail discussion. It wasn't just Home Depot, and you're absolutely right, Tyler, about the real retail sales. In fact, Peter, I'm sure you saw this, down 3 to 4% year on year, declining real sales, increasing claims and continuing claims. I mean, this is not a good recipe.
Right. We see how this is now heading towards.
Yeah.
And also within retail, people are spending more on food, beauty, drugstores, and travel, leisure, hospitality, and just pulling back dramatically on discretionary stuff. Yeah, goods they bought a lot over the last couple of years, but that's also tends to be the higher ticket stuff that they're pulling back from. And we're seeing higher delinquency rates in autos and credit cards. So there's a clear trend here that we need to keep our eye on.
All right.